We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North.
What's up? What's good? Good evening. Welcome to All About Sports 216 with your host, Keith Allen, on this Thursday evening. A little chilly outside. Brother man had to turn the heat on and everything. But what's up and what's good, everybody, on this Thursday evening? I got plenty to talk about with you all. I'm not going to hold you long, probably for about 30 to 45 minutes at best and everything. But got some things to talk about. But first off, let me tell you all real quick before I get into detail. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. I'm going to talk about the Cleveland Browns and their win over the Miami Dolphins last week. This week, the Cleveland Browns travel to Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the New England Patriots, which should be an interesting and tough game, with former assistant coach Mike Vrabel, who's at the head of New England right now. And the Browns are 2-5 going into that game. Ohio State has a bye this week. They have a bye this week after dominating Wisconsin last week. Shut them out. Boy, has Wisconsin football failed. I mean, remember they used to be the ground and pound masters. And now they're not the best version of themselves right now. They're not the best versions of themselves at the moment. But we'll talk about, well, we ain't going to talk about Ohio State. We'll give them the week off and everything. Then we also going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers as they open the season Wednesday. Unfortunately, the Cavs lost to the New York Knicks, 118 and 111. And I got some interesting points to point out and everything as far as about the Cavs. Then the MLB playoffs. Now we're in the World Series. And I'm going to tell you who do I think is going to win the World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. Plus, I got some other things to talk about. I got my caught up in S list. Got a few people that got caught up in some S stuff. Then I also got my quick picks. I had a good week this week. I went 4-2. My first over 500 week. So, got more in store and everything. But first, before I get to the Cleveland Browns, let me get a word in from my sponsor real quick. Anointed Angel Apparel. Anointed Angel Apparel, where faith, family, and fashion come together, from stylish t-shirts and cozy sweatshirts to dazzling bling rhinestone shirts that shine with purpose. We design every piece with God at the center. But we don't stop there. Discover personalized tumblers, beautiful photo slates, custom engraving, and even UV 3D textured home decor items that make your house a home. In every design, Anointed Angel Apparel carries a message of hope, faith, and love. Because we're more than just a brand, we're a family business devoted to lifting up the name of Jesus. Shop with us today and wear your faith boldly. Anointed Angel Apparel, where your testimonies become your style. Email anointedangel.apparel.com for a custom consultation. I'm back. And like I said on this chilly Thursday afternoon, the Cleveland Browns defeated the Miami Dolphins last week, 31-6, in which a game the defense dominated. They dominated. The offense, the running game was semi-effective. Quinshawn Junkins had a 46-yard touchdown pass. He had a 46-yard not 46-yard touchdown pass, a 46 touchdown run, and he scored 3 touchdowns in the game. Also, the Cleveland Browns defense had a pick six by newly acquired Tyson Campbell. Had a pick six, and the defense and special teams between them both forced 4 Miami turnovers. One on a kickoff return for Miami, forced by Rayshon Jenkins. And Rayshon Jenkins also had an interception also as well. And Mr. Hillman had an interception too for the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are now 2-5 as they go to New England to face the New England Patriots with a familiar face, Coach Mike Vrabel, who was an assistant here, who was in the building and who I actually thought should have got consideration for the Browns head coaching job. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's back in the past and everything. So it is what it is, but should be an interesting game. New England has Drake May, and he's been on fire to start the season so far. As I'll show you this, have Drake May. He's been on fire to start the season. Stephon Diggs, he's been on fire to start the season as well. He leads the Patriots in receptions. Drake May, matter of fact, let me go on here as far as New England stats. Matter of fact, let me look on this thing as far as New England stats. Drake May has 1,774 yards passing this year so far. With touchdown and interceptions, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He has been sacked 22 times. A passer's rating of 116.4. Ramondre Stevenson, who I had in a fantasy league a couple years ago, leads the Patriots in rushing with 245 yards. Drake May is second on the team in rushing at 200 yards. And Trayvon Henderson, a rookie out of Ohio State, has 153 yards rushing. Receiving, Stephon Diggs leads the Patriots with 456 yards, 11.7 average. He has no TDs, a long of 33. Keyshawn Butte has 356 yards with 4 touchdowns. Hunter Henry, the tight end, 310 yards with 3 touchdowns. And Matt Collins, 119 yards with 2 touchdowns. On defense, the Patriots are led on defense by Robert Spillane, linebacker. He leads the team with 30 solo tackles, assisted on 23, total of 53 tackles on the year, 1 sack. And Harold Landry, linebacker, leads the team with 5.5 sacks. K. Levon Chasen with 4.5 sacks. And Milton Williams, defensive end, 3.5 sacks. And also, let's see, Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback, has 14 solo tackles. And he has, no interceptions, but he's a formidable cornerback as well. So the Patriots will be a formidable opponent this week. It'll be tough for the Browns. I'll say it like this. The Browns are going to have to get something out of the passing game this week if they expect to defeat the Patriots this week. something I've been talking about with Dylan Gabriel so far. Oh, let me get myself back on here. So far, Dylan Gabriel has been mid to me. He's been mid. His best game being his first game against the Minnesota Vikings, and to me, it's just been there, just been, you know, little down. Pittsburgh was his worst game, where he had the 6 sacks and probably could have threw about 5 or 6 interceptions, but didn't throw no interceptions. Miami, not can't put too much stock into the Miami game. I'll just say it like this: the game was took out of his hands, and the Browns went strictly to the run, and the defense did what they had to do. So really, all the Browns had to do was not mess it up, and Dylan Gabriel didn't mess it up. He didn't have no turnovers or nothing like that. So, but it's been pretty mid so far. But I think this Sunday, this is going to be a game Dylan might have to win himself. I think if the Browns play defense as they have been, and if they don't turn the ball over, have an on offense, and they don't do no goofy shit on special teams, should be a close game. I think the Browns will cover the 7.5. Should be a close game. But if they get to turning the ball over, and if they get to doing goofy stuff on special teams, and if the defense don't hold suit, it could be a very long day in Foxborough. And this game will be the last game before the Browns bye week comes up. So hopefully the Browns can win this game and go into the bye week 3-5. You go into the bye week 3-5, the Browns will be very much in play in the AFC North at 3-5. 2-6, a little different. A little dicey, 2-6, not really in it and everything, and hey. So hopefully they go into the bye week at 3-5. But I got some things I need to show y'all and everything as far as the Browns, as far as for the last week. I don't even know why I didn't put this up on my board today and everything. But the Browns had the players ball since they won in week 7. They had the players ball. And I'm gonna show you who I consider on the Browns players ball list this week. After every win, I do a Browns players ball. Players ball for week 7. Quinshon Judkins, 2 big runs, 46 yards for a touchdown. Big run of 17 yards. Quinshon Judkins scored 3 touchdowns during the game. Kicker Andres Smith made all his kicks. He's actually been dead on since the first game against Cincinnati where he missed the kicks and it cost the Browns a win. But Andres Smith, Rayshon Jenkins caused a fumble on the kickoff, and he also got an interception where he returned it deep into Miami territory. Myles Garrett, I could probably name Myles Garrett almost every week, almost every time. Really, Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, even though I got Denzel Ward on the board and everything, I need to probably put him on sometime or another and everything. Grant Delpit did his thing at safety. Played tough at safety. Made tackles and everything. Was everywhere. I forgot one dude that, forgive me. Alex Wright. Dude had 5 tackles. He was everywhere on the field Sunday. Like I said, I could have named the whole Browns defense. Mason Graham had 3 solo tackles. He made his presence known. Tyson Campbell returned a pick 6 for a touchdown against Miami. And of course, Carson Schwarzenegger. Dude was everywhere, team high 7 tackles. But also, I left 2 off that should have been on there. Alex Wright, defensive end. My guy was everywhere. He was doing his thing. And other linebacker, oh, what is my dude name? Oh my God, forgot his name. Oh my God. Oh my God. Number 30 on the Browns. He did his thing too. He's been quietly having a pretty good season. Number 30. I'll probably come up with his name later on, late. Forgive me and everything for that. But the Browns defense did their thing against the Miami Dolphins. And it showed that we're not the most dysfunctional team in the league. Miami's more dysfunctional. That's all I'm going to say. But the Browns play New England this week. We'll see what happens on Sunday. And on Sunday, if you're up early enough, please don't forget to tune in to the All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame show coming on at 12 o'clock. I'll tell you my insights on the game and tell you who I think is going to win this game and everything between the Cleveland Browns and New England Patriots. Then I have my quick picks also of the other games that I have scheduled to pick on and everything. And hey, we'll have a grand old time on Sunday afternoon at 12 p.m. That's 12 p.m. Cleveland Browns pregame show on YouTube. It's the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. And it'll be on Facebook, X, and Instagram and everything. So be sure to check that out. Now, moving right along to a different subject. Got some people that got caught up in everything. Matter of fact, no, but first I'll talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers opened their season last night against the New York Knicks. And unfortunately, the Cavs took a tumble, losing to the New York Knicks 118 to 111. Donovan Mitchell led the Cavs in scoring with 31. Evan Mobley had 22. Sam Merrill had 19. The Cavs are 0-1. And I don't know when their next game is. We about to find out. We about to find out. The Cleveland Cavs are 0-1. Next game is tomorrow on Friday against the Brooklyn Nets, who took a stripping last night against the Charlotte Hornets. But the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow will be facing the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn. And then their Cavs home opener is on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I know I already took the thing off. But the next Cavs game is tomorrow night against the Brooklyn Nets. Couple of things I want to say about the Cavs and everything. Because can't get too carried away over a loss, even though last year we got spoiled. They won 15 in a row to start out. And putting in the mind that there was no Darius Garland, there was no Max Strus, and there was no DeAndre Hunter. Darius Garland, from what I hear, could be playing any time, to be honest. I say it'd probably be sometime around in November sometime. But DeAndre Hunter, hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. Strus will be out till December or January. That'll be a while for Strus and everything. But one thing I do want to say, Jared Allen, got to step it up, buddy. You got to step it up. 4 points, 4 rebounds, and you the big man, ain't going to fly. Got to help Evan Mobley out down low because the Cavs got out-rebounded by a considerable amount against the New York Knicks. They got out-rebounded by a ton in the Knicks. And also, thing that kind of concerned me, also the Knicks got every loose ball, all the 50-50 balls were the Knicks to have and everything. So hopefully the Cavs can work on that in the future and everything, and the next games coming up ahead and everything. I'm not going to raise too much hell because it's game one of 82. So, hey, it is what it is. They lost. Season ain't won in 82. And like I said, Cavs will be ultimately judged by what they do in late April, May, and June. Hopefully, June. Now, my pick far as for the Eastern Conference, my teams I think will contend heavily in the Eastern Conference. I think it'll be the Cavs, Cleveland Cavaliers, the New York Knicks, and the Orlando Magic. They're pretty tough. And the Orlando Magic. And then after that, you got step below that, you got the Milwaukee Bucks. You have the Detroit Pistons who are going to be tough. They got a lot of young cats. They're going to be tough with Cade Cunningham, Ivy and company. They're going to be tough. And Duran, they're going to be a tough bunch to deal with. The Cavs actually play Detroit next week on national TV. So stay tuned for that on Monday. They're going to be tough. The dark horse team to watch, the sneaky team to watch, is the Atlanta Hawks in the East. The Atlanta Hawks in the East. Boston, Jason Tatum, they will be in the mix, but I don't expect them to really seriously contend with the top three. The Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, if he could stay healthy and regain his form, that's one thing, but with Embiid, I don't know. So Philly will be in the mix in the bottom tier of the eight to 10 of the play-in, probably. Philadelphia will probably be in eight to 10 of the play-in. Indiana, 8 to 10 of the play-in, even though they lost Miles Turner to Milwaukee, and Tyrese Halliburton will be out for the season. But in the East, I expect it to be the Cavs and mainly the Knicks. And with the Cavs, I don't expect nothing less than the Eastern Conference Finals berth. If they go to the Finals, I'm cool with that. But Eastern Conference Finals, anything less than that, first, second round, will be awfully disappointing in my eyes. And then you might have to make some moves considering the core four. But I expect Eastern Conference Finals, at least Eastern Conference Finals. Sugar on top would be the NBA Finals. They can take on OKC or whoever in the West, because the West is loaded. You got OKC, Houston, the OCR watch basketball. Check that game out. Good game. Good game. Houston, though, I think for them to seriously contend in the West, it's going to have to get a point guard. They're going to get a veteran point guard. Since Van Vliet is hurt and is out for the year, they're going to have to get a point guard. Did y'all see Wembyana last night with San Antonio against Dallas? If Wembyana can stay healthy, if he can stay healthy, and the rest of San Antonio can stay healthy, they could be a surprise team in the West, a dark horse in the West, which is already loaded because you got Denver, you got Minnesota, you got Dallas as well, and they blew Dallas out in Dallas. You got Dallas as well. You got the Lakers, you got the Clippers. The West is loaded. Loaded. Like I said, watch out for San Antonio if Wembyana can stay healthy, because if they get De'Aaron Fox back on the mend also, Spurs can turn some heads in the West. For real. Because what I seen in Wembyana last night, oh my God. Dude was total domination. Total domination last night. Like I said, though, With the Cavs, I expect nothing less than the Eastern Conference Finals berth. Whether they win or lose, that's neither here nor there, because in the NBA, if you look at it, all the teams that won championships had to get their hearts broken and everything. You look at the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, they had to get stopped and everything before they eventually got on and won those 3 consecutive titles. Um, the Detroit Pistons back in the 80s, the bad boys, they had some hiccups going into the playoffs and everything. And then they gradually got over the hump. So I expect the Cavs to at least get over the hump of the second round and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And anything else from there is gold to me, for real. Anything else from there is gold. But it's a process and everything. But if the Cavs can be healthy with everybody, with Garland, Strus, Alonzo Ball, DeAndre Hunter, if the Cavs can be healthy, just get through the season healthy and stay healthy throughout the playoffs, I think we're going to have a special season here in Cleveland. I actually think we're going to have a special season here in Cleveland. But, like I said, I don't expect nothing less than the Eastern Conference Finals if this team can stay healthy. And that's really the key, to be honest, for the Cavs, is health and stuff. But I'm going to move right along and go here from basketball. Ohio State, after defeating Wisconsin, is idle this week. It's idle. They have a bye week. Ohio State 7-0, ranked number 1. Julian Sand, Big Ten Player of the Week. And I'm going to be honest with you. If Julian Sand was draft eligible, he would probably be one of the top quarterbacks scheduled to go in the draft if he was draft eligible. But he's a redshirt freshman and all that. But that dude be on point. He be on point. With Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate. My goodness. Just imagine how they're going to be next year with Sand. Carnell Tate could stay, but I think Carnell Tate's going to the NFL. But Jeremiah Smith and Travis Henry, the Henry kid is coming too next year. Whew. Man, Julian Sane is that dude, though, for Ohio State. And the thing about Julian Sane, he's a better thrower of the ball than Ryan Howard was. You know, Ryan Howard was a leader on that team. He was an astute leader on that team. And Julian Sand gets that ball out on time. Unlike Kyle McCord in his first year with Ohio State, he was kind of late with the ball at times. But Kyle McCord was still effective. But Julian Sand, this dude, he is that dude. And he's young, redshirt freshman, and he's only going to grow from here on. He's only going to grow and get better and everything. But Ohio State is on the bye week. I'll talk about them next week when they have an opponent and everything. Shout out to the Buckeyes, number 1, 7-0, baby. Yeah. But I'm going to go to baseball. Baseball. Now, I don't have no rooting interest in the World Series because my teams was knocked out a long time ago. Cleveland Guardians was knocked out by Detroit. The New York Yankees was knocked out by the team that is in the World Series now representing the American League, the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. And everything went just like I said in the ALCS and the NLCS. I said the Dodgers was going to take Milwaukee out, especially when the Dodgers won the first 2 in Milwaukee. Milwaukee couldn't get nothing going on offense against the Dodgers. And what about the game Shinhei Ohtani had in the clinching game? Dude struck out 10. struck out 10 from the mound. Then from batting, hit 3 home runs in that game, in the clincher. Man, shit. I just tell everybody right now, don't take this time with Shinhei Ohtani for granted, because we are seeing history at its finest. We are seeing this dude actually is better than Babe Ruth, because Babe Ruth pitched, but he didn't pitch for long. And Shinhei can come out on the mound and pitch 6 innings, get you 10 strikeouts, and hit 3 home runs. Good Lord. And hopefully, Shinhei Ohtani, with the success of Shinhei Ohtani, can open it up for other players who are dual threats in the minor leagues or in college baseball, minor leagues, who are dual threats. They usually be forced to either pitch or play the field. So hopefully, Shinhei can open it up for other players coming in the future, because, man, this dude is cold. It got me to the point where I have to get me a Shinhei Ohtani jersey, for real. Because this dude is cold. And I'm not even a fan of the Dodgers and stuff like that. But who will I have winning the World Series? And I like the Toronto Blue Jays. Actually, the Toronto Blue Jays, in a sense, is the Toronto Guardians. Because we got about 3 or 4 former Guardians on the team. You got Andres Jimenez, who did damage in the ALCS. You got Ernie Clement, who had a career year this year with Toronto. You got Miles Straw, who has become a productive player in Toronto with the bat and on the field. Now, it's funny, with the Guardians, he couldn't hit a lick. But with Toronto, he's a decent hitter with the Blue Jays. And they also got Shane Bieber, who pitched in the game clinching 7th game for the Toronto Blue Jays. But Toronto, they got some hitters. And I think they're going to put some pressure on LA. You got Vlad. And also shortstop Bo Bichette should be back for the World Series. That may be huge. Bo Bichette. He should be back for the World Series. But who do I have winning the World Series? I think Toronto will put some pressure on LA, but I'm going to say like this. Betting against the LA Dodgers in postseason is like betting against the Kansas City Chiefs. You liable to get burned. And in that case, I got the Dodgers winning it in 6 games. Got the Dodgers winning it in 6, but Toronto is going to put pressure on LA. I don't see it being a sweep or nothing. I see the Dodgers winning it in 6 and winning a 2nd straight World Series. Because the Dodgers, I'm going to be honest, Dodgers are playing chess while the rest of MLB is playing checkers. Just being real. Playing chess while the rest of MLB is playing. But Toronto is a good story because last year the Blue Jays finished in last. So it would be a miracle year to go from worst to World Series champion. And I think Toronto would give LA a contest. But I got the Dodgers winning it in 6. Winning it in 6 and becoming a World Series champion 2 years in a row. Now, I got some other stuff to talk about, which I didn't talk about, which I kind of skipped over when I got to baseball, because I love baseball, to be honest. Baseball is my favorite sport and everything. But I got this list coming up, the Caught Up in Ish list today. And I'm going to read the story as it is. Let me go here from MSN, from USA Today. List of people arrested in NBA NBA gambling, rigged poker scandals. The FBI on Thursday, October 23rd, announced the arrest of more than 30 people in connection with a pair of alleged gambling rings on charges of conspiring to commit fraud, money laundering, illegal gambling, and extortion. Among those arrested were Basketball Hall of Famer and current Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard, 10-year NBA veteran, and from Shaker Heights and Youngstown, here in the Cleveland area in Ohio, Terry Rozier, and former Cleveland Cavs player and coach Damon Jones. The investigations involved an alleged insider sports betting conspiracy and an alleged scheme to rig illegal poker games. Several people, including Jones, were named in both. And they got the full list of people and everything. And it's ugly when the feds come at you. Because when the feds come blowing down, it usually is not good and everything. Now, the Chauncey Billups thing, I think he was caught up in poker games and everything. So he may get out of it. Because think about it. Gilbert Arenas got caught up in that a couple months ago. And he got out of it. So I don't know. Everybody has their due process. Everybody is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So we'll have to see more on this story as it progresses and everything. But it's a shame and everything. So, hey, we'll see what happens. And I'm going to my favorite part of the show, which is my quick picks. Last week on my quick picks, I had a good week. Brother Man was 4-2. Overall, I'm 21-21 on the year. I'm even now with a tie. I was 4-2. Now my quick pick for today is the Minnesota Vikings taking to visit the Los Angeles Chargers tonight. These Thursday games be what's the name of me? These Thursday games be tearing me up. But today, my quick pick today, the Chargers have been, they're 4-3. They're 4-3. They've been slumping. The Minnesota Vikings are 3-4 after losing last week to Philadelphia at home, 28-22. The Chargers took one on the chin against the Indianapolis Colts. Who's seen the Indianapolis Colts coming? Imagine that. 6-1. Daniel Indiana Jones. They took one on the chin to Indianapolis last week. But today, I think the Chargers are going to get right. It's going to be a tough defensive struggle game and everything. But I think the Chargers will make plays on defense. And I think the Chargers will pull this out like 21-17. I got the LA Chargers winning this game 21-17. And that's my quick picks for this week for All About Sports 216 The Show. My other quick picks, I'll be doing that during the Cleveland Browns pregame show, All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame show. I will be doing my other quick picks, the other 5 games, including this game, the Cleveland Browns versus the New England Patriots. And this just about sums everything up for this evening. Everybody, for those of y'all that's uptight about the Cavs, hey, it's only one game. They'll get it right. It's only one game. We got 81 more to go. Hopefully the Cleveland Browns can come out with a victory over the New England Patriots going into the bye week, because 3-5 sounds a hell of a lot more promising than 2-6. Just saying that. 2-6. I know a lot was made over the Shador thing not getting second team reps or first team reps. It's like, come on. Come on. Come on. Shador's time will be when it is Shador's time. Right now, we're in the time of Dylan Gabriel. Right now, we're in the time of Dylan Gabriel. And hopefully Dylan Gabriel can ball out this Sunday so he can get a win. Because like I said, I don't care about who is quarterbacking the Browns. Whoever is quarterbacking, Rumpelstiltskin can be the quarterback if he can be productive and competent and get the Browns some wins. I don't give a damn who is the quarterback of the Browns. Whether it's Dylan Gabriel, whether it's Shador, whether shit, they dig Deshaun Watson out of the PUP list and back onto the field. I don't care who the quarterback is. I just want the Cleveland Browns to win. Flat out. And have a competent offense. But hey, and true enough, hey, we'll see. It's Dylan right now is work in progress. We'll see. But hey, like I said, hopefully the Browns can pull this out against New England. And with that being said, that concludes the show for today for the All About Sports 216 The Show. Also, let me remind you, scroll on at the bottom, subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Get the likes up if you're watching on Facebook. Get the likes up if you're watching on Instagram. Get the likes up if you're watching on YouTube. And get the likes up and share if you're watching on X. Actually, share the video if you're on all formats. All 4 formats and everything. Also, this show also comes on every Sunday at 6 p.m. That's right. All About Sports 216 The Show comes on every Sunday at 6 p.m. But right now, this is your man Keith Allen. Till Sunday, I'll see you on Sunday. Everybody have a good day, good evening, and have a good Friday and a good weekend. And I'll see you on Sunday. And everybody stay safe, be aware of your surroundings, keep God first, and always realize is never take anything for granted, because what you have today can be gone tomorrow. Or what, if you're good today, you could be totally opposite the next. So keep that in mind as we get off here. This your man Keith Allen signing out for All About Sports 216 The Show. Peace.
We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it